International Relations and Cooperation Minister Lindiwe Sisulu will, in her capacity as the chair of the Southern African Development Community, or SADC Council of Ministers, host the inter-governmental organization in Pretoria today and tomorrow. So the Council of Ministers oversees the functioning of the SADC institution and, of course, also ensures that policies and decisions are implemented. The council consists of ministers from each of the 16 member states. But now let's cross live to our reporter Nthakoana Ngatane is there attending that particular meeting for us, and she joins us now, as I said, live from Pretoria. Nthakoana, good morning to you. Are you able to hear us? It looks like we having some difficulties in connecting with Nthakoana. There she is on the screen. Nthakoana Dumela, talk to us about the importance of this gathering for the SADC region, of course, and South Africa in general.
Morning, Palesa. Well, this meeting is ministers of international relations and foreign affairs from the 16 SADC member states, and they meet here to make those executive decisions. As you know, there is a summit that is held once a year, but of course we have different bodies in SADC, and the Council of Ministers is one of them. We have the double troika, or rather the organ for politics, defense and security, that is made up of countries that are incoming and outgoing, but also we have the summit, as I said, that meets once a year, and that is in August. It will meet at the country that will take over from South Africa. That is in August. But for now, these meetings of councils of ministers, or the Council of Ministers, will happen here in South Africa, and the chair of that council is our Minister of International Relations, and that is Dr. Lindiwe Sisulu. Among issues that are discussed in meetings like this, it is issues of security. You know that on top of the agenda for SADC at the moment, it is the DRC, where elections are being postponed time and time again. It is Lesotho, where security continues to be a concern, but also Madagascar. In terms of trade, we have industrialization, but we understand also that in preparation for this meeting, the SADC Executive Secretary, Dr. Nthakoana Ngatane, met with the African Development Bank to operationalize the SADC Development Fund. These are just some of the issues, but of course there are a wide-ranging issues that will be discussed by this particular meeting. Palesa.
And the Council of Ministers really is to ensure that policies and decisions are implemented. We do know that this has always been a concern for the ruling party to say, look, we have beautiful policies, but the implementation thereof is a challenge.
Oh, absolutely. As I say, one of the things that the ministers meet here to do is to ensure that whatever the summit, that is the heads of state, decide or intend to implement in the respective countries is implemented as is supposed to be. But of course, that remains a challenge, because you're talking about countries that have each different constitutions, each different models of governing. And of course, this is part of the reason why even when the SADC body wants to intervene in these countries, it has to look at how those countries in particular run their own constitutions and how those constitutions affect whatever it is that SADC wants to do in those countries. So while you have a body that wants to move in tandem, you still have those challenges that face the bloc. But of course, they still meet and they still have the one mind, and that is to ensure that development happens in the region.
All right. And Nthakoana, now lastly, do we know if all SADC countries will be attending the summit?
As far as we know, all the ministers have arrived, and of course, if you look to my right, you will see NEPAD Secretariat as well as the African Development Bank represented. But across the room, you will see that all the flags of the different countries are represented, all the way from Angola to Zimbabwe. But also behind those ministers' seats, you will see that you have seats of officials, and these are officials that have been meeting here at the OR Tambo building over the weekend from Friday, and they have threshed out the issues that the ministers are expected to deliberate over the next 2 days. So the issues from all of these countries, as I say, from Angola to Zimbabwe, will surface and of course will be dealt with by the ministers.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's our reporter there, Nthakoana Ngatane, live from Pretoria. But do stay tuned to Channel 4. Of course, she'll be updating you with that particular summit. All right.